I'm John Jenner of Tech Edge here in Washington, D.C. at the Shift Happens conference. I have with me right here Alyssa Blackburn, who is Director of Information Management at AvePoint. Alyssa, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So can you tell us about that title? What are your responsibilities exactly?
I get to do so many cool things. So not only am I responsible for AvePoint's suite of information lifecycle solutions, which is, as our CEO TJ announced today, AvePoint Opus, I also get to work really closely with organizations, helping them understand what they need to be able to do to manage their information, which is actually the part of my job that I love the most.
All right, great. So you have a session titled AI for Information Management, the only way to scale.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so AI has been a really interesting, like a bomb dropped on the industry, definitely. And we're living in a world where we have created more content really in the last 12 months than ever before in human history. So to be able to make that information useful, to be able to make it valuable, and to be able to make it beneficial for an organization, we need to have some management around that. So we need to be able to find it, access it, use it, get rid of it when it's no longer required. And the only way to do that with the huge volumes of content that we're talking about is to use the technology that we have available to us. And thankfully, we have AI to be able to do that.
Great. And you just mentioned the announcement about AvePoint Opus this morning, but I just want to dig more into that. Can you tell us what your favorite things are about it? Maybe you have some client stories you can share?
How much time do you have? So, okay. Here we go. My favorite thing about AvePoint Opus is that, I have a list of written up my arm here, but my actual favorite thing about it is the direct information that it gives you about substantial savings that you can make for your organization. So traditionally, in the information management space, part of the problem has been is that we've never been able to prove our value. We've always been there from a compliance perspective or a risk perspective or an efficiency perspective, all of which is valuable, but we've never been able to prove substantial cost savings of good information management. AvePoint Opus gives us the opportunity to demonstrate really proactively exactly how much money we're saving the organization by being able to move content to cheaper storage or destroy content when it's no longer required. So instead of being a cost center, we actually we can start to pay for ourselves and if not return money to the organization. And that's all demonstrated through our cost saving dashboard that we have in the tool. So while there is so much that I love about it, that one there has to be my favorite.
Makes sense. I'm sure that makes your customers happy too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just one last topic here. AI is a big theme here today. Tell us a bit about AvePoint Maestro.
Oh, okay. So Maestro is, I do just want to say the name is, because people kind of look at me funny when we say Maestro, but the name is to align with Opus, because of course Opus is an artistic work on a great scale, and Maestro kind of fits into that musical sort of theme, being the conductor of classification. So we kind of loved how those two things fit together. And what it does, it allows organizations to train Maestro to be able to identify high risk and high value content, classify it, attach rules to it, be able to push it through a life cycle. So can I give a quick example of where that has worked? So I've got one customer who did a migration pre-COVID, and like they were moving house, they packed a whole lot of stuff into a box and said, I will sort that out when I get there. Now, of course, as we all know, you're never looking at that box again. So, but all of a sudden they can't find the things that they need to be able to find. So they've had to go in and open this box. So what they did was they trained Maestro to find 14 different types of critical information, pointed it at this huge content dump, and Maestro within a week found everything that they needed to be able to find, and that would have taken them 3 years to do it if they'd done it manually. So even though we're talking about, we're talking about the content classification, it's also what you can do with that information when you found it, making it useful so that you can make better decisions.
All right, great stuff. Well, Alyssa, we're going to leave it there. This has been really terrific. I'm John Jenner with Tech Edge here in Washington, D.C. at the Shift Happens conference, signing off.